Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. Today I've got a couple different Vedder holsters, or actually the same holster, but for two different guns. And we've had Vedder holsters before on our channel, and I really do like them. I've got a couple of them that between Hammer and I, we actually use for our EDCs, October Mag. So this is the SIDETUCK. It's a new holster they've come out with. And the purpose behind it, I'll pick this one up. This is the one for the Hellcat, which I've got sitting here. That one over there is for the Glock 43. This one has it's kind of a two-piece assembly. So it comes the way you see it, and you've got this magazine holder on one side, and then the gun holster on the other side, and a claw to keep it tucked up against your body. So you get it with the appropriate hand that fits the way you're going to want to draw, left or right. These are available in both hands. And then you set it up and away you go. And one thing I'll do for clarity, all the guns that we're going to handle both in the holster draw and here on the table have been safety checked by both of us independently, so I'm not going to bore you with opening up every one every time I touch it. But there's no ammo on the table, there's no magazines with ammo around it, and the guns have been cleared. The advantage to this holster, number one, is you do have your mag carrier. So a lot of people, it's popular to carry the flush mag in the grip, so that you have as little grip showing as possible. The grip's always the hardest part to hide. And then you've got your backup mag with the larger capacity. But the flush mag would fit in here, it just would come up a little bit lower. You can also remove this piece, and you'll notice as I'm doing this, this is bending. And that's on purpose. This bends to contour your body. I've seen a lot of these mag holders on different kinds of holsters, but they're kind of rigidly attached. They're either screwed directly on, for example, this part would screw to that part directly, or they're molded in, and they're not flexible. So you end up with this one thing that doesn't want to contour to your body, and the mag holder always ends up being kind of uncomfortable. I've had a few of them that, it's a cool idea and I take it off. But with this one being on this little flexible piece, it's going to contour to your body, and it's not going to be either pressing in or pushing out. And one thing you'll notice, everything's rounded. All this hardware is resistant to corrosion, and it's all rounded. Anything that might touch you is rounded. So that way you aren't having a sharp edge or a point digging into you. Both of the sides of this are adjustable retention, so you can make it where the magazine is kind of stiff. The way I've got it set right now, it's kind of stiff to remove, but keep in mind once this is on your belt, it's going to hold there pretty good. Or you can loosen it up if you want to, and the same with the gun. There's just a couple screws that you adjust, and this would be the screw to remove the clip, but you can adjust the retention on these. The clip on this particular one, you can get a clip for an 1.5 inch belt, a clip for an 1.75 inch belt, or you can get both clips. And when you're buying it, you can add on. You can get your choice of the clips, and the clips are tuckable. So you can get your shirt behind here and then let your shirt kind of puff out a little bit to hide the clips. That's really useful if you're going someplace where running around with your shirt untucked and hanging down would not be appropriate. Somebody would not be happy with that. And by the way, I flipped this over to show you the adjustment screw and then changed my mind and said it held the clip. I was right the first time. This is the adjustment screw. You can see in there, it's kind of a little tough to see. There's a little rubber disc. Let's see if I can get a flashlight in there and get it where you can see it a little bit. Of course, right there. So you tension, this will tension the retention. And then this one is what holds the clip on. If you want to remove the claw, you can. A lot of flexibility. So when you look at these holsters, I've got the Glock one here, and it's the same basic design. It's just, of course, optimized for a Glock. This is a Glock 43. This holster is designed for a Glock 43. I can also put a 43X in it, and it'll fit and it'll work. It's just got a longer grip. You can't put a 48 in this one because the 48's longer. Now, one thing I will note, on their site, you can order whatever gun you want. So if you've got a 48, predominantly you would want to order the 48 version because the mags for the 48 are a little different. So the 48 mag won't fit in this mag holder, the 43 will. So you've got a little bit of flexibility within gun models, but if you have a 48 and that's what you're going to carry, then obviously check the checkbox for the 48, not the 43. It's surprising the diversity of guns that they actually support. They do 1911s, Glock, Springfield, SIG, all the usual ones that everybody does. And then some like Walther, Canik, CZ, H&K, Kimber that seem to be less popular. So if you're looking to get support for one of those guns that seems to be harder to find holsters for, check these guys out. They probably have one that'll fit it. The other thing that they do is they support lights and lasers. to some extent. So for the Glock on this holster, they support TLR and O-light and a few other different lights that you may put on them. They also allow you to specify, you can get a cutout so that if this were a optics ready gun, it would not fold in here, right where it did, be a little bit flatter and straighter so that it doesn't block an optic. So it's just a checkbox. They charge about $5 more to do that. And of course the Glocks do come in the MOS variants so that you can put an optic on it. And of course, since I happen to have a Springfield with an optic on it, you can see the difference. So you can see that they've cut it straight as opposed to cutting it with a bit of a curve. And while you're looking at it, you can also look that the sweat guard goes all the way up to the end of the gun. So no part of the metal slide is actually going to touch your body, which is helpful for corrosion prevention and things like that. And the other thing that's really important, because I've seen some kydex holsters where this edge is really jagged and sharp. They round all their edges. So no part of this holster, nothing on this holster has got an edge. Even the clips, it's rounded and soft edges. This is a metal clip, but there's nothing on it that's going to bite into me or want to cut me or snag any part of me. So they do a really good job of doing basically that final machining and making sure that the holster is as smooth and clean as you can get it. So let me cut in and actually show you this holster in use. So the last thing I want to mention on these is colors. This is black, which is typically how I order holsters. I want the holster to hide. But some people actually want their holster to be kind of showy, almost to be a fashion piece. They have 2 pages of colors for these. Blues, pinks, oranges, blacks, browns. So whatever color it is that is of interest to you, you can get with these holsters. Some of the colors have an additional charge, but it's a minimal charge. But it's kind of unusual to see holsters, kydex holsters, that are available in such a diversity of colors for those that actually want to have a few different colors. The starting price on these is about $135, and then if you start adding on like the optics cut and some other things, it can go up a little bit. This one, as you see it configured right here, is $140. And of course we're coming into Black Friday and holiday season as I'm making this video, so it really wouldn't surprise me to see some sales going on where you can get this for either yourself or somebody that's into shooting that you want to get a Christmas gift for. This would be probably a perfect opportunity. Beyond that, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, click that bell to be notified if you do. Check us out on Facebook, Patreon, Instagram, Getter, Twitter, Rumble, pretty much everywhere. And thank you.